This is truly the key to learning how to live intentionally, the whole point to this channel, but then also how we can truly live planted. Hey guys, it's me, Sonja of SonjaW Coaching, here again, and y'all, I'm excited. I am over the moon. I am at a loss for words. Like, I don't even know what to say. But I'm so excited because this video is coming out the day before I launch my devotional. And if you've been with me for the last 4 weeks or 3 weeks, because this will be the 4th week, then you have heard all about my devotional. You have heard about the journey to me writing this. You've heard about the concept behind it. And you've gotten a chance to listen to a couple of the excerpts from this devotional. Well, today we are talking about probably my favoritest, whatever the word, yes, I made it up. of the third and final section of devotional, and honestly probably the whole devotional, because I think understanding this will make sure that we understand, one, how purpose is truly revealed, but then it also gives us a key to that main thing, the whole reason that we are able to be planted in his presence and in his promises and in his purpose. Like, who is he, right? And I get a chance to read this. But before I get into all that, let me introduce myself. Hey guys, my name is Sonja of SonjaW Coaching, and I and my team is we're all about making sure that overwhelmed, multi-passionate women learn how to acknowledge, live, execute, and win their dreams. We're all about making sure that dreams meet reality here at SonjaW Coaching. And so I started talking about it. I am super excited. This should be coming out on June 30th. So that means that my devotional, if all goes well, and it should, all will go well, because this will be coming up, so I don't even know why I'm saying this. But yes, my devotional will be available on July 1st. If you want to find out how you can be a part of it and how you can get involved with the launch and actually get the first dibs on it, then check out the link below and subscribe to my email list. But anyway, I'm so excited because this has been a journey. It has been an exciting, a scary, a revealing journey for myself. And I'm just so excited. I am like really over the moon. But anyway, let's get into this. Like I was saying before, this is probably my favoritest devotional of the whole entire thing, because it focuses us back on the main goal, who the designer is. All right, and this is coming from the third and final section of the devotional, planted, the 30-day devotional journey for our overwhelmed, multi-passionate woman. And this is the third section, planted in his purpose. And it's going to be day 22 of the 30-day journey. And y'all, I'm excited. I can't even. So I'm going to go ahead and read. Again, this is day 22. The title is Revealing Purpose, Study the Designer. The verse, Jeremiah 33:3. Call to me and I will answer you and will tell you great and hidden things that you have not known. Let me read the devotional. True purpose can be found when we study the one who created us and study how we were created and wired. Do you remember The Little Mermaid? Do you? Let me focus. Do you remember The Little Mermaid? Remember how she used to go through shipwrecks, pull out the treasures, and try to figure out how to use them? It reminds me of the scene. Now picture this. When she was using a fork for a comb. She never saw anyone with experience use it and couldn't talk to the designer of the fork, so she just did what made sense to her with it. She needed to talk to the creator of the fork or see an example of the right way to use that fork, right? Here's it. Maybe we've tried to figure out how we work on our own. We have some idea how our bent, our affinities, our personalities make us who we are. Or maybe we've been misused, just like Ariel misused that fork. Trauma in our past can definitely color who we think we are and how we show up in the world. So let me ask you, how can we expect to learn about our prepared works or what we're designed to do without knowing the Creator? Now, Ariel probably wouldn't be able to find the designer of the fork to learn how to use it, but she could find someone who studied the fork history, right? And see people use forks properly, right? We have an advantage when it comes to our design. We have a manual to our design from the designer himself. And we have a relationship with him to learn all about ourselves. We have a manual, it's called the Bible, his promises. And we have the ability to have a relationship, to be in his presence. The two other parts of the devotional. We can call to the one who made us and learn all the hidden things inside of us that he created for good. Ephesians 2:10. Figuring out our purpose starts with studying the designer. Commit today to studying the designer. How can you do that in your everyday life? Make a commitment to it today. Now, I just love this. Like I said, I think that this is the key. This is truly the key to learning how to live intentionally, the whole point to this channel, but then also how we can truly live planted. When we truly understand who the designer is, the promises that he has for us, the joy, the peace, the hope that we can receive when we are planted in his presence, then we can truly walk in purpose. We know what our value is. We know why things are important to us. We understand how we're built, the things that we desire, and we understand the ultimate purpose behind it, to give God glory when we understand and when we study the designer. It is so important that we take that time to understand the person who made us, who made this world, who made all of these things for us. And when we understand the designer, when we study the designer, we get to learn a little bit more about ourselves. We get to understand the intricacies of our own mind, of our own emotions, how we're built, why we're built the way that we're built. We can understand that God literally, intentionally put every piece of us together. And that's why it's so important to study the designer. To truly understand our purpose, we got to do it. So I really challenge you to take a moment to study the designer. I don't talk about it in this devotional, but some ways that you can study the designer, and I'm hoping that reading through the devotional, you get that and you understand that, is to actually read the Bible regularly. Get on a Bible reading plan. I actually read a 1-year Bible reading plan, and I have been doing that for years. When I first came to Christ and first, started my relationship with the Lord, I know that was corny. I actually was reading a 6-month Bible reading plan. I know I had all the time in the world. I was a graduate student with no other job. I had like a research job or something like that, a research assistant job. So I had a little bit of time, right? But it was me studying his word, studying the designer, that allowed me to have the confidence that I have now, that allowed me to understand that I was made on purpose for a purpose, that allowed me to understand how to use the promises of God and speak them over my life and see them happen. It was the study of the designer through his word that helped me to learn that. How else can we study the designer? Be in a community of people who love God and are pushing us to learn more about him. In that community, you learn from different perspectives and you learn the different ways that God has made all of his people to do his great works. And then finally, be in his presence. I mean, the whole point to the devotional, be planted in his presence, be planted in his promises, and be planted in his purpose. Like, when we get that, when we decide to do all of that, man, it makes life so much more purposeful. I was about to say easier, but I ain't gonna lie, I don't think it makes it easier. I think it makes it clearer. I think it allows us to understand what we're doing, why we're doing it, where we're going. But the Bible also tells us that it rains on the just and the unjust the same. So I can't say it's gonna make it easier, okay? All right. But it's just so important that we do this. Now, I am beyond excited. I would love for you to tell me how you're going to commit to studying the designer today, okay? Write it down in the comments below. Now, I'm super excited because tomorrow I am going to be a published author. That is crazy to me. That is so crazy to me. But I'm excited and I hope that you would join me on this journey. Man, it's been so good. And to come to the end of it, it just, I don't have words. But what I do know is that through this obedience, through my obedience and through publishing this, I know it's going to help you. It's going to help you get closer to the one that has so much good in store for you. And I look forward to hearing from each one of you guys and learning just how you're growing in being that awesome, firmly planted tree of the living God. I'm excited, guys. So again, if you love this, if this has been good for you, you've been checking out my videos and you've been liking what you've been seeing, but you didn't subscribe yet, what are you waiting for? Like, I come here every Thursday, I make you laugh, I giggle, I give you some good tips about intentional living, and you still haven't subscribed, why not? Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and be ready to get some tips on how to live intentionally every single Thursday. I'm excited about July. It's going to be a good month for several reasons, but one of those is the fact that I'm publishing a journal. A devotional. That is just crazy to me. I can't believe it. But guys, have an awesome, awesome, awesome week, and I will see you next week.